how one can harness, sexual energy to foster a spiritual growth and connect with the God and all.
Beautiful. This question is a lovely question, actually. The harnessing of sexual energy art is almost disappearing now right now, because whenever I say that, like fast, go on a sexual fast for a few days and then go back to your wife, usually there won't be any problem. Sometimes we feel that, we are always available and we are not able to, really cherish our sexual energy. So, sometimes fasting is good.
Yeah.
That's why I tell them to go on a man vacation, lady vacation, go separately, go away for 1 week, 10 days.
Yeah.
In those days we did it, because every summer vacation, the wife goes to the mother's house. Yeah, the husband is free.
Yeah.
When they come back, the relationship is better.
Yeah.
So they had it in our system, like going away, coming back,
There should be gap there.
Oh, definitely. Space is very important.
And shall we start now? Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. Before jump into the main topic, I would love to have your introduction at first, and then we'll jump into the topic today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah.
And I'm basically a resident of Toronto. But my background is from Pondicherry, South India.
Yeah.
So, and the story goes like this. My spiritual journey started as a child, because my granddad was so associated with the Sri Aurobindo ashram.
Yeah.
So we all grew up in that kind of an environment when we were young. And because of that, only my parents actually got education. And because of that, we got the exposure about how to live life holistically.
Yeah.
And there is a small town called Auroville in my hometown.
Yeah.
It's a holistic village where they only promote natural living. It's a mother's dream, Sri Aurobindo mother's dream. So if you can do a little bit of research on that, it's a very cosmopolitan, contemporary, nature-loving place to live. So I have got a great association with Auroville and Sri Aurobindo ashram. And then I moved on with my guru, who is coming from Tamil Nadu, Salem. He's a mystic. He's a mystic from my area. In Tamil Nadu, our mystics are called Siddhar. Siddhar, Siddhar. That's what we call our mystic. We've got a great lineage. We've got a very, very ancient lineage where we practice Raj Yoga, but making our body into medicine. So that was a training which I received when I was 16 to 22. I lived with him. It was like a Gurukulam style. So all my main basic education was with him in the olden way of, having the education done. So that's what my journey started. Then, of course, life took a turn. I went to Toronto, and, it's now 22 years in Toronto. And I have got the exposure of the western side. So it was very nice balance. The west and the east, I could understand the mentality in the west and the east. And now I have my own school. And we have an institute. We teach people for inner transformation. And my main core area of focus is Tantra and mysticism. So we go to the basics of life. So we go to the basics of existence. Like, in Tantra, even shamanism comes in, nature worship comes in, everything comes in. So it becomes very global platform. And luckily, I was received by everybody because there was no inhibitions with me. I was not religion-based. I was more nature-based. So because of that, my spirituality became very easy to pursue by others. So that's my story in shortcuts, Yeah.
So what motivated you to be in this journey?
Actually, basically, I was a very sick child. When I was very young, I was very sick. So there was a constant seeking for wellness. Okay. Because of that, I have gone to a lot of doctors, lot of holistic healers. That one led to other. Then in the due course, somebody told me that from ashram that why don't you become a healer by yourself? I was 14 years old then. So I ventured into learning healing and natural living and, breath work and everything. Then one fine day I meet my guru with one of my friend's place where he told my father that, why don't you send her with me? She has got some special hands. And at that time, my parents were really in distress kind because they didn't know what to do with me. I was kind of a handful for them. So I moved with my guru for 6 years. That was really a big blessing. Even today, when I think back, I don't know how my parents allowed me to go stay with him, because it's like a village life. I'm coming from city. I went to a village where there is no facility, absolute no modern facility, but that's my golden era.
Was it in India?
Yes.
Okay.
Southern India, a village called Salem. No, it's actually not Salem. Salem is a town. If we go deeper, it is actually a hill, foothills. It's called Chinna Kollapatti, the place name.
Oh.
It's a small village where people, where he had his own ashram, and he was teaching people to make medicine, Siddha medicine, and also he's a specialist of Varma therapy. So it's a very ancient technique. If you can connect, you know Bodhidharma. Bodhidharma used to practice what my guru used to practice.
Okay.
So just to get a connection. So, it is that Dravidian style of treating people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very wonderful journey.
Yes, it is definitely a very unique journey. Yeah.
Your age was just 14 when...
When I became a healer, yes. I was 14. Yeah, I was really sick as a child. I was terribly sick as a child. Like, I used to have a lot of fainting episodes with no results finding why I was having like that. So then when I met my guru said that all you have to do is stay in the body, because I had this art of astral traveling, just leave the body and go sit outside, and I would not come for days together as a child. That's what my guru told me. So you need to just learn to ground yourself and stay in the body, because you have to finish living this life. So I specialize in grounding now.
It means every problem is a solution itself.
100%. Yeah. There is no problem with no solution.
Yeah.
Whether are we ready for the solution is the matter. Yeah.
So it was started with the problem and
yes,
beautifully solved.
Oh yeah, everything
solution,
resolved. I used to have nosebleed in very disastrous way. My whole dress used to get wet with blood.
Oh my God.
And it used to almost happen every 3-4 days. And nobody could find out the reason why. Like my dad took me to every doctor. Then finally it was after my guru, and my guru said the moment you embrace your enlightenment totally, that will stop. It was 25 years when the nosebleed stopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So with this particular incident that you faced yourself, can you say that modern medication is failing somehow at some point?
Modern medication, especially the allopathy medication itself, came into existence because of war zone. Allopathy medicine came as an emergency medicine. It didn't come as mainstream medicine. In the war zone, we needed people to get all right soon and get along with the war. Because of that, only allopathy medicine came. Because it was so quick, people opted to go for allopathy medicine. So I know it can never be the best treatment, but it can be an emergency quick fix. But it's always better to come to the holistic way, cure from the roots, and just clear it and make sure that you don't get it back again. Yeah. Way better to have holistic approach. But I think you should have a fine balance these days, Yeah. Use allopathy when needed. And when you have chronic and acute issues, go back to your home science medicine, get cured and come back, You can definitely do the jiggling, right? Yeah.
So is it related to Ayurveda as well?
Ayurveda and Siddha are not very different, but Siddha also has some intricate medicines what we use. Like we have indirect way of using mercury, indirect way of using some chemicals. But it is not direct, but it's like, like you make a concoction, keeping the chemical in a pot and on top one more pot. The heat is given to the medicine. So that gives a different kind of relief in the human body. So Siddha medicine was little different than Ayurveda. Ayurveda is only herbs. Little bit different.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sort of changes you found yourself in your life journey after, being healer at the age of 14, and now I think you are
I'm 45
45 now.
Yeah. I'm living to the moment now.
Yeah.
If you ask me now, I right now I'm only with you.
Yeah.
I've got 100% focus on you.
Okay.
Because when I'm here 100%. There's nothing else in my mind.
Yeah.
So I'm living the moment, and I'm enjoying the moment. It feels good. It feels to be good to be 100% alive. So that's a great feeling inside, because there is no worry about tomorrow. There is no care about what happened yesterday. So today becomes bliss. So I think that state of awareness is really feels good and feels very light.
Yeah.
Very light from within. Yeah. And that's what makes others heal. So when I do healing for others, or when I initiate people for their spiritual journey, it becomes very easy, because we are to the moment. Whenever we stick to the moment, the energy in the moment becomes amplified. So it's very easy. Living life now has become a joyful thing. I travel a lot these days, but I'm never tired, because I'm living to that point. So that gives me, I would have said that so far in this year, I would have taken at least 50 flights. So, and more to come. I know I have got more 3-4 months to go. So I'm constantly on the move, and wherever I'm go, I'm just to the moment. And I'm able to adjust, because there is so much of energy available in me, and I'm able to just flow. So I think that's a great being productive and to the point, and it feels good. I'm never tired.
Yeah, just go with the flow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So you're in Nepal right now. So
right.
What is the reason that
I come to Nepal for several reasons. The main reason, because I love the energy in Nepal. That's my first and foremost reason. I love the vibration here.
Yeah.
So it's always a liking and preference to be here. The secondly is that people are really lovely. I have traveled many countries, and I find it very nice and very easy for me to even to explain them about what is Tantra and how they connect with it. It's like, the knownness of the energy is there, and being Tantra Bhumi, I think everybody wants to be in Nepal. And the other reasons I also come and teach here. I teach Tantra, transformation to Tantra, and there are a couple of other classes which we give, Awaken Shakti program, and the response is really good. And it also feels like, it's lovely to see how people transform in just that first experience of receiving a session. It's really beautiful. I can't explain by words how it feels like, but the glory of seeing that energy expansion is out of the world.
So how was your session last time here in Kathmandu?
This time, the session was really, really nice. We had a really good response. And I think it's like now we have a kind of knowingness. Yeah. So people are able to flow with the energy, and the nature is also flowing so beautifully with us. We always find everything's syncing with us. So that's really beautiful. We met beautiful, lovely human beings this time from Nepal, and I always like to work with the locals.
Okay.
Because I feel that's my main focus. I don't bring a group from outside here usually. I try to work with people living here, because I feel that they need to know also what we are doing. So I met lovely, beautiful people, and everybody, I think, really got it. They got the essence of Tantra workshop. And the response is really nice. The response is really good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just mentioned that Nepal is a beautiful place to be, especially for meditation and all. So I've also heard that great gurus would love to be here for meditation and all. Is it true?
100%. You should not have no doubts about it. 100% true.
What energy Nepal has?
Nepal has got a very raw energy, very ancient energy, or I would say that an energy which is undisturbed.
Okay.
We can put it that way. This energy is very undisturbed. Once you know a tool how to connect with that energy, you can do wonders, right? The knowing to connect with that raw energy You need to learn to make tea, to make the tea taste good. Same way, you need to learn to connect with this energy so that you can use the energy. But it's I can't explain with words. Every time I go do meditation, every time I come to Nepal, every time is so unique. There is no 2 times at like same time. It's no similar time. Every time mystical happening, every time miracles will happen, every time synchronicity will be like way beyond. That is a great blessing. I can keep talking about Nepal all my life.
Yeah. That's great.
I tell everybody when I go to Singapore, I tell about Nepal. This time I told my Singapore clients to come to Nepal just to meet me. I said, this time I'm not coming to you guys, you come to Nepal. And they loved it. Though I was not spending a lot of time with them, but they went around looking people and I told them what to do. Even they got the connectivity. So I think that's the mysticism, right? That's the occult power. That is the mystical power present here.
Yeah. So let's get into our main topic, Tantra.
Yeah.
I'll ask you what is Tantra, of course, for sure. But what I've learned today or studied is like, Tantra is something like Tan means expansion of something. Tra means knowledge. Is it expansion of knowledge? Tantra
expansion of energy.
Energy?
Expansion of energy will be better fit for Tantra. So expansion of wisdom can be an exact fit for Tantra. Because knowledge should be practiced to become a wisdom.
Yeah.
So if you don't practice anything, then you don't create anything. Energy also should be used.
Yeah.
If you don't use energy, the energy will finish you. So I always tell my students, right, you should give a focal point to the energy what you're receiving. So you should have a focus and clarity, then the energy will flow there and you will get it done. So lack of clarity and focus leads to disastrous moments in life. In other words.
So is Tantra a dangerous thing? Because people are sometimes, afraid with Tantra, mantra and all these things,
Yeah. Tantra is a tool.
Yeah.
Like it's an energy. It's expansion of energy. As simple as that. So if you handle Tantra energy with pure heart, there is only pure energy going to come back to you. But if you have got bad intention, initially it will look like it's giving you good things, but the same bad intention will finish you. Because energy is very powerful. Energy will never withstand too much of hazardous happenings. If you misuse the power will finish us. So handle with care. It's anything we should handle with care, right? Will you go touch petroleum with fire? It's going to burn. Yeah. Same way, handle with care. But in short, Tantra means expansion and awareness. One thing I can tell you for sure, if you misuse power, the power will erase you. That much I have seen so many people around. So that is why many people who perform any disastrous way of living, they don't last. They don't last. They erase by themselves or they become nothing, I have seen that for a fact. But that you cannot blame the platform for some people mishandling it. Yeah. But if you learn how to live with the energy system, there is no way you can misuse it. Yeah, if you understand the energy system, if you connect with the energy system so deeply, then you cannot misuse it at all. Like now in my school, we have done in such a way that even if my students use the Tantra meditation, they cannot use for anything negative. Okay. So we have made sure that the system can only give you good outcome. So, because of experience, because of now I'm living on the Gen Z generation, so I should make sure that I try to close all the loopholes, whatever was open before. Before it was like that, we were aware and we had a lot of ethics and we had a lot of discipline. Right now, ethics and discipline is much lower than before. Right? Yeah. What ethics and discipline was there 100 years before is not there now. So now, I think it's as teachers, we should make our system more sustainable by closing the loopholes. Like, you cannot go to this area to misuse the power. So I have made my tantric meditation technique in such a way that no misusal of power can be happened with doing this meditation.
So how can we, relate this tantra with our daily life and, making our life beautiful? And of course, there are so many problems, anxieties, depressions, and all going on in everyone's life these days. So is it fruitful for those people who are facing troubles and all?
100% for people who are going through anxiety and depression, Tantra level 1 meditation will be amazing. Because why? We are fixing the person's energy then and there. They sit with me for 3 days. It's a 3-day workshop. Yeah, and I make sure I open their portal, we do some healing, and we evoke the energy. And technically, when we evoke the energy evoked when they were born with, that same energy comes back to them. That means the cleansing is done. We are all born with a bundle of energy when we are born. So because the bundle of energy has reduced or has been submerged, we are not able to feel so good from within. Yeah. So that is why depression and anxiety happens. So we, while doing this session, we make sure the person gets a hold of his energy. And we give him a tool in his hand and we ask him to practice every day. And the one good thing about our school is that we stay in touch with our students. No matter what, I'm always available for them to reach me. Especially when I identify this energy is like I had to pay attention. I put them in my separate list and I follow through them. Even whether they are messaging me or not, I will be messaging them and I will be following through them, just to make sure that they are all fine with the energy settlement and everything. So, but for depression and anxiety, this works amazing. For suicidal feeling, really good, because we have a basic tool called grounding. Okay. I expertise in grounding because I myself had the issue of grounding me as a child. So I know if you're not grounded, you will attract negative energy and it will also attract so-called disease. So I expertise in grounding. There is a way to ground yourself into the Mother Earth. Okay. And to connect with the Prakriti, connect with the nature. So we make it free, available for everybody. That doesn't come even in my courses. I'll allow people to come and experience that grounding technique for free. So we have a lot of online meditation sessions, in-person meditation sessions, which we give away for free for grounding techniques. So I feel every human being should be grounded to the Mother Earth, because once I die, I go there only. Yeah, so that is something that we insist. And for mental health, 80% of the so-called disease is all psychosomatic. Only 20% is actually really manifested in the body. So the 80% will definitely be cleared with this energy system of Tantra. Yeah, and we give them a lot of tools for them to hang on. And I also do Ayurveda. So, I suggest them home remedies. I literally like a mother taking care of them, I make sure that they get everything before they leave from me, I make sure I give them everything. I'll give them, sometimes I even give them diets to follow. And I'm good in it. I follow through. Because I see all as my children, so I follow through that connectivity. Yeah.
So, but can you please elaborate about grounded technique and all?
Yes. Yeah. Grounding meditation is a meditation where we evoke to be like a tree. Like I visualize myself, I'm the tree. Yeah. I make my roots. I go deep into the Mother Earth. I observe all the minerals and vitamins and blessings from the Mother Earth. From where do you get your nutrients? Yeah. From the food what we eat, and most of the food comes from the Mother Earth. So I'm the tree. I make my beautiful roots. I go deep into the Mother Earth and absorb all the nutrients from the Mother Earth and bring it back into my system. I make sure I deposit it in my system. Yeah, I do it. This is like a meditation, a guided meditation. Then I let go of all the negativity which is holding to me right here, right now. So there are a lot of adverse energy which is sticking to us without our knowledge. Yeah, but if we every time we set a intention that I'm letting it go, I'm purging it out, eventually your body will learn to let it go. It's like a training, You do it for 7 days. The 8th day, automatically it will happen. So we start doing that. Then we start focusing on each area of the body, and we come to the main sacred center of the energy, and we evoke the light within us. And then again we go on top. We become the tree. We stretch our hands to the sky. We look up 45-degree angle, and we look at the sky, and we embrace that energy. We come back. We give ourselves a self hug. And and we incorporate self-love. First is me. First, this energy will heal me. Then with the energy healing me, later on I become the Keeli for others. I become the energy for others. First and foremost is like healing myself. Then we come down, we do a small prayer for the 5 elements and our ancestors 100%. Each time I do a meditation, we always embrace our ancestors and our nature, and we do a small prayer for all our friends and family. And you can do also manifestation wish kind. You can wish, I want this to happen, you can do whatever, and that's it. So this process will make you very, very strong warrior.
Wow.
Yeah, we become like strong warriors, like tree warriors. Some trees in the forest last almost 1,000 years. Yeah, if you see my symbol in my Neela's Mystic School, it's a banyan tree. That means roots from the trunk goes again back to the ground. That means that you are so grounded with the Mother Earth, and those trees live for more than 500 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's so much of life force energy is in them, and the grounding will make you like a strong warrior. Like no matter what happens, you are there.
Yeah.
Whether it is adverse effect or it's a nice feeling, low feeling, whatever it is, but you still withstand it. And as you keep withstanding it, later on that itself becomes a big blessing. You become naturally into the mid path of life, and I think only in the mid path of life you actually start enjoying your presence in this world.
Yeah.
So that grounding meditation is very powerful. I have one YouTube video for my grounding technique, because everybody keeps saying that it's nothing like you telling us how to do it.
Yeah.
So we have recorded one, and it's helping a lot of students.
Okay.
Even we have our newcomers to start how to ground themselves. And usually our grounding techniques helps a lot of people. Yeah, really good. I should not say because it's done by us, but it's doing a lot of good results coming from that.
Okay, so I've heard that these techniques should be performed or done with the direction of your particular guru or teacher.
For Tantra, you need to be initiated by a guru.
Okay.
That is for sure, because it's like a guru-sishya relationship. Like somebody has to initiate the power in you. Yeah, it is actually not they are initiating somebody's power in you. It is that guiding your body to bring a focal energy to one point and opening that point to the superior energy and allowing the process to happen. It's definitely better and safer to have a guru or a teacher for a tantra kind of a process. But again, for basics like grounding technique, these are very basics. You guys have the energy in you. We all have that energy. So basic we don't need. If you are getting into like Kundalini awakening, if you are getting into like, no, I want to make my body into medicine, that time 100% you need a guru. You need somebody to be guiding you. You need somebody to go sit and talk to. You need somebody to hear you. Because that time we feel that the world is not understanding us, because there are so many things happening in the 7 layers of energy. So you need somebody to hear you. So I think it's better to have somebody whom you can reach. In our school, we have got level 1, level 2 and level 3. Level 3, 100%. People will be always in touch with me.
Okay.
And it's a 6 months program. So it's that is the very 6 years program. Okay. It's a very connectivity, because that they're making the body into medicine. So definitely they need somebody to be with them, to guide them. Definitely, yeah. For basics, you don't need a guidance. Even in mantra, to just say Om Namah Shivaya, you don't need a guidance. Om Padmane, that mantra also, you don't need a guidance. But there are other mantras which got high vibration, and like what we have to see whether your body is fitting into it. You have to see whether your mind is fitting to it, or do you really want that power? Because now each siddhi or each power has got its own rules and regulations. Are you really wanting that? Do you really want to carry forward that power? Some power are sometimes very demanding. They will demand you because you start feeling it. You start connecting with the energy so much. So I think that's also there. When you talk to a guru or when you talk to somebody who's got more experience in this, they will be able to let you know what, Baba, you go for this kind.
Yeah.
According to their life, according to their focus. So I think definitely a guru's guidance will be needed if you want to take your path very serious. Level 1 is for everybody.
Okay.
Level 1 what we give for everybody, because many people are coming just for healing themselves. They're coming to heal themselves, come out of depression, take their body, take care of the body, take care of the financial life, take care of their well-being, living life well. So level 1 takes care of all that. Level 2, I'll say, okay, fine. You know what? If you really want to take to the next step, opening up your heart chakra, opening up your heart, becoming more compassionate, becoming like more open to, flowing your heartful energy. Yeah, you need a little bit more commitment. Yeah.
So basically, what I understood is like grounding technique, or this method is being grounded, and of course, there is a term that down to earth.
Yes.
Is it something like that?
Grounding technique is like connecting with the nature. Connecting with the Mother Earth energy.
Yeah.
So what's happening in one more way, when we, for example, when we are in ultimate health, and when we are in ultimate limelight, and when we are in working so hard, we forgot to take care of ourselves. We forget to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we go too far. That time our roots become weaker. We will not know it right away. It takes at least 7 to 8 months to actually catch up that you're not doing well. We'll feel very tired, insomnia will kick in, or some other problem will happen. So that means that's a time when I say that your roots are weaker. Or sometimes when people go to temple, they start vibrating, no?
Yeah.
They start shaking a lot.
Yeah.
Actually that's not a very good thing. You should be able to hold more and more energy. You should be like a strong warrior. So when I see people shaking a lot, we teach them to ground themselves. The same shaking happens with people with psychosis. I don't know whether you're aware of that. Some kind of psychosis,
Okay.
I don't want to name that word, but psychosis is a platform of a psychological disturbance area, right? Sometimes they start shaking, or they have a particular repetitive habits, repetitive shaking or twitching. All this thing is lack of grounding.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what about self-love? Is it very important in our life?
100%. Without self-love, you go nowhere. Because there is no self-love, only you take so many words to learn self-love.
But people say that self-love is kind of, selfishness or something like that.
Selfishness happens because there's lack of energy. When you don't have something, that's when you want to grab it and keep it to you. When you have everything, you will not grab and keep it. You won't say it's mine.
Yeah.
You have everything, and you have the inner peace and inner happiness. You don't even want to own anything. That's entirely different. Selfishness is lack of energy. Being selfish, being egoistic, having superiority complex or inferiority complex, it's all coming because of lack of energy or leak of energy. Your bundle of energy is not protected. It is not flowing to the utmost. That is why you have this feeling that you're feeling egoistic. You don't know what, I am this, I am that. You're telling it for yourself to boost your morals. But actually that means that you don't have it. You don't have that content in you. That's why you're trying to boost your morals. When you have everything, you won't even go tell them, oh, I have this one. You won't even want to tell because you're so full and content. So self-love is actually accepting yourself to the fullest. Number 1.
Okay.
And next is that not judging yourself.
Okay.
And next is that seeing everything from one focal point of view as if just love. with no expectation or no anticipation. So it's just being that love energy in you. So when you have self-love, you are starting to embrace yourself the way you are, then eventually whatever others says will not bother your morals. You're not going to go fight with them. You will just laugh it out and it just go away. So I think self-love is very, very important. My main base of my awakening or anybody's awakening, you can take anybody, Lord Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, anybody, Mahavatar Babaji, our Oshoji, everybody. It's just love. They have enormous love in them. That's why they were able to be so free. They had no judgment about them, so they didn't care about how others judge you.
Oh.
Because, they have that feeling of, aha, in them, I think that feeling is very good. That's what makes you become very passionate about life. So self-love is just not being selfish, but selfish, I can say 100% is lack of energy.
Can one normal layman can be a particular person that you gave example?
100%. Freedom from within is like feeling happy always. And no matter what, whether you're in a 5-star hotel or whether you're in the roads, you still have that, that happiness going on in you, that happy feeling, happy-go-lucky feeling is there, right? You are provided. In other words, I will say that. So we definitely need self-work.
Okay.
Without self-work, if you are a person who is constantly judging you, we need to work on ourselves to not judge ourselves. There are a lot of ideas for that. Usually, people who come to me, either they have got lack of self-love or lack of self-esteem or lack of confidence, all these things only. Only when all these things are there, one person can actually have any kind of psychosis or any kind of disease. You understand? When the body will start, failing only when all this area is failing. So when a person is going through cancer, he is always questioning why is he going through that? Yeah, his mind is more turmoiled than his body. So it is like, what does he need that time? He just needs love with no judgment. Some people sometimes get liver failure. Yeah. With adverse habits, like they're going to be in alcohol and anything. But when they are going through pain, how will they feel to be gone and because you drank you're like this, right? It's disastrous. I feel there is I tell people, right, be a little compassionate. Yes, he has done something adverse to him, but he is in pain, right? So that compassionate comes because we have self-love. I'm able to be compassionate because I put myself there. Now I don't want to be treated like that, so I don't do it for others too. So that is it's like a coin work, two-way coin work. Yeah. So 100% everybody can attain self-love, and 100% everybody can have liberation too. I always have a Taraka mantra going on, right? Awakening is free, provided you work towards it.
Okay. Yeah. That's great. Yeah. So that means everybody can practice.
Everybody.
Yeah. So what is the basic idea that one can, practice for self-love? And you said everything that the judgmental things, ignoring all those things that others say, whatever.
The grounding meditation.
It will work.
Within 6 months, great change will happen. I have seen it in my life, witnessing others too. It's every day they keep doing it. There is no question of whether you're loving yourself or not. Eventually, after 21 days, after 45 days, you feel so better because we have incorporated everything in that. Grounding and witnessing your whole body energy raise, then opening up you to the sky energy, then again hugging yourself. Yeah. And rocking yourself so beautifully and feeling that energy in you. The more you do that, the more the inner child becomes very happy. The more the inner child becomes very happy, the healing happens automatic. When the healing happens automatic, that is, your judgment will drop, your low self-esteem will drop. You become actually a happy-go-lucky child. Yeah, I think it's like one should practice that. My students always say that, especially girls feel it more easier than boys,
Yeah.
because girls are a little more sensitive and girls actually lack more self-love than boys.
Okay.
Yeah, so I always feel that my girl children are more appreciating it. Yeah.
Okay, so does manifestation really exist?
See, I have two ways of looking into it.
Okay.
Yeah. The traditional way of manifestation name is called Vibhuti Pata.
Okay.
The traditional.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there in Patanjali Yoga Sutras. Right? That is called the Vibhuti Pata. That comes after samadhi, sadhana. So once you do your sadhana, then that is Vibhuti Pata kicks in. That is siddhis. We call it siddhis in our language. Siddhis or psychic abilities. We call that only as manifestation in our eastern side. The manifestation, I'm sure what you're asking about is that manifesting you to buy a car.
Yeah.
Manifesting you to live comfortably.
Yeah.
But my view about this is that living comfortably is your birthright.
Yeah.
Yeah. And saying that you sit and manifest for your birthright, it's in my language, it's like you're asking for no drinking water. If you want to drink water, you should drink water. Yeah, Mother Earth has given you everything, right? So manifestation, what the West is telling, is all your birthright. Okay. You want to live in a 4-bedroom house. That's what you want to live, and you really like it. You will get it done. If you have the energy in your body, it will happen by itself. It's a byproduct. The product is the energy. Whether you have the energy to attract that kind of abundance. So focus in developing your body energy, your ethereal energy, your external energy and your internal energy and your perseverance. Be always productive in your life. 100% you will be able to manifest anything. You want to go in a jet, you will be able to manifest going in a jet because you want it to. Yeah, we humans are way powerful than what we actually think. Very powerful. So these manifestation are jujube, as a chocolates. Yeah, you have to change the way you see them. Yeah, if you think that no, it's so difficult, then your morals are low, your energy becomes low. But if you think that it's my birthright, I told myself it's my birthright to go to every country and talk about Tantra. It became very easy because I connected with my birth purpose. So when I connect to the birth energy, the energy becomes abundance. Where am I coming from? I'm coming from the Divine Mother. I'm coming from the eternal source universe. So my energy is actually her energy. So how am I connecting to the source energy is very important. So the Western way of manifestation is a very basic way of life. Manifestation, what you're asking me is all birthright. It's all, like very easy. If you
not a big deal.
Oh, not a big deal at all. But are you ready for it? Yeah, every manifestation for asking for any worldly stuff comes with the package of karma. Yeah, you're going to buy a house. Even if you're going to buy a house, paying off totally with cash, right? Don't you have any maintenance in that?
Of course.
Yeah, if you buy a car, you have a maintenance set. You got to maintain it, right? Even if you buy a phone, you got to maintain it. So karma is there. So everything with karma happens fast. Yeah, because karma means life cycle. So anything to do with karma, it is a very quick happening. That anything to do with bad karma, very, very quick happening.
Okay. Yeah. So what about Tantra? Can we just relate Tantra with spirituality?
100%. Tantra is spirituality. See, anything to do with the way of life, anything to do with nature, anything to do with expansion of energy is all about spirituality. Without spiritual component, we cannot do all these things. Because spirituality involves your soul power. Yeah. Without soul power, can you expand your energy?
No.
Then spirituality is all about this. So Tantra is actually a platform. It's a giant platform. Okay. From this came religion.
Okay.
Yeah. So from the nature worship only came Hinduism. From the nature worship only came Buddhism. from this only came that. So it's all from this base is worshipping Prakriti, worshipping nature is our base, and that what makes us all oneness, no? Because this 5 elements only, all the humanity is one. Yeah, there's one thing which is never, is always there. How many ever time I and you incarnated is the 5 elements. There is always a sun, there is always a moon, there is always water, there is always earth, there is always wind, there is always fire. So we have been here several times. This is my first primordial energy which I actually recognize because I have been there before. Then only comes humans.
Okay.
Right. So Tantra is based on all this.
What I used to think is like, Tantra is just a part of Hindu religion. So I think I'm wrong today.
Yeah. No, actually there is a lot of misconception of that because everybody pursues Tantra in their own way. But if you actually dive deep into it and you actually see, it's nothing but expansion of energy. So let's stick to the morals of expansion of energy. Now you tell me, is there anything in this world without expansion of energy? If we didn't expand our media field, do we have Instagram? Do we have Facebook today?
No.
Yeah. So there is always something creation is happening. This creative energy is tantric energy. We are using our mind power. We are creating it, right? We are having it. We are using our human power to a creation. This process is a tantric process. But I am giving an example of media,
Okay.
Yeah. Same way we do in meditation too. Yeah. We sit, we create, we form a mandala by ourselves, and we evoke energy and we produce.
Yeah. So it means Tantra doesn't belong to Hindu or any other particular religion?
No. Tantra belongs to spirituality. Spirituality belongs to Tantra.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I will make it very simple. Because Tantra is there in West too. In the Western country too, there is a Tantra called Kudoshika, the name of the Tantra used in the Western. And there's a Tantra is very much practiced in the Trinidad community too. Tantra is very much practiced in the Russian community too. Yeah, Tantra is everywhere. I have got the exposure of quite a lot of countries. They also have mandalas. They also have chanting, but their own way. We also have, there is a lot of difference between how Buddhism chants and how South India chants. Yeah. But the vibration is connecting. After the 7th dimension, all vibration, same vibration. So below that only there's all this different variety available. So like how I say, when we eat the food, the taste is different here. When it goes down here, it's all the same, right? Can you taste food here?
No.
Same way. So that this taste is religion, this taste is platform. Once it goes inside here, it's all the same energy.
People also say that Tantra, mantra and all these things are superstitions.
Superstitious, like, if you have fear with it, it becomes superstitious. See, for me, like, I can only talk for myself and what we teach, because there's a lot of myth around Tantra, definitely. Yeah. Because it's a very old and ancient technique, right? So naturally it has evolved, at least it's there for more than 10,000 years. So a lot of people are trying to demean it, try to put it down because they want to show that they are more powerful. But, so we have been facing this a lot. So in what I feel is that, superstitiousness happens when you do something out of fear and when you do a trading, right? So you do a particular ritual and you say that if I do this, I get this one. Yeah, it's like in the mixing coffee powder, milk and sugar. You can make coffee to drink. So it's like a ritual for me. It's like this. You understand? When you make a coffee, we warm up the milk, we put the coffee powder, we put sugar, we mix and coffee is ready. It's a recipe, right? Yeah. Same way, ritual also. You put turmeric, you put, the so-and-so ingredients and you offer. It's a recipe offered. So, this is like, a ritual. Of course, as a tantric ritual. Every ritual is coming from Tantra only, because when the ritual was made, there is an energy produced in that. So it comes to the Tantra field only. But you don't have to embrace every ritual. I myself don't embrace every ritual. So I do what is okay with me. I don't go by, like if I don't agree to it, if I don't understand it, I don't do it. Yeah, I always tell my students, if you don't understand something, you question it. And you try to understand it. And if you still don't get it, you just leave it and move forward. When there will be time for you to understand it, you will understand it. Yeah, you have to resonate with it. Yeah. So I think when we don't resonate with something, it becomes superstitious. When we don't connect, or when we got a lot of fear. Yeah. One thing which has happened right now is that there's a lot of fear around spirituality or Tantra. So there's a lot of fear in human. Oh, that is something bad. We don't want to get into it. We don't want to get caught with it. It's all fear based. So that is a big block. So fear is something that I think every human being are dealing with it. Many people are dealing with it. The moment you become fearless, then this is nothing. Yeah, so superstitiousness happens because you don't connect with it. You don't know about it. And I'll always tell people that, if you don't believe it, it's okay. But you can question it. You can try to understand what are we trying to do. And if it makes sense to you, you come and do it. If not, you can say thank you. There is no forcing here. So I think that's how we have to deal with superstitiousness. I myself don't do lot of practice what has been done in the world. Because I choose to refrain from it. It's my decision, right? That doesn't make me, I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm saying that I don't connect, I'm not doing it. I take in charge of my life. So this way of being itself, that means I'm telling you this so openly because I don't have fear. Yeah. I don't have any inhibitions. I'm living in the moment. So I'm like, I don't connect, I'm going to do it. That's it. I'm non-explanatory. Because, why should I explain everything? Right? So superstitiousness comes because we don't resonate and connect with it. And there is a lot of fear. But there is always a possibility for you to read about it and go understand it. And if you still feel that you don't want to do it, you can choose not to do it. Nobody does sati now. Sati is a process of going and dying with your husband, right? Yeah. Nobody does that now. We have evolved. We are not so much in love with each other to die for the person. At that era, that people did it. No, a lot of things have changed. The nature itself have changed from then and now. Nobody is feeling like in those days when they were born, they were fixed to marry each other. We don't have that going on now. We have evolved, so we can change these things too. So choose what is easy for you, comfortable for you, what your heart connects. Go with your heart. If you have fear, tell them you have fear. Address it out. Don't feel shy. Tell them you're skeptical. Many people have come to me say that I'm very skeptical about this, but I really want to try it. They keep telling me this. I say, fine, baby, come, experience it. Still, if you feel that way, come back later whenever you don't feel. That's it. It's a freedom. Yeah. It's you choose what you want to do. Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
So it means it is scientific as well.
100%. Yes. At least the way what I do is definitely scientific. Because I have the experience of the West and the East. Yeah. And I talk to a lot of people. And I don't talk to people in the mentality that they have to listen to me. I hear them and I fine tune according to them. Like I understand because what are we going to take and go? What am I going to take and go when I leave my body? Nothing. It is only at present right now. So I feel being compassionate with a human being is the only purpose of living. If I can help, I'll help. If I can't help, I will let them know. Baba, right now I'm not able to help you. But I'm sure somebody will come and help you, I'm very open in that way. If I'm not able to help people, I'm very vocal about it. So I think I always worked in the compassionate ground and a ground of clarity and focus. So I have no if and buts in my language. Either yes or no, that's it.
So does Tantra work with the relationship issues, love issues and all?
100%. Because interpersonal relationship is very much important in being human. Yeah, if we have to be human, we have to have interpersonal relationship. Yeah. Yeah, we need to know. We need to know how to handle our love life.
Yeah.
We need to know how to handle our professional life. We need to know how to behave with the decorum with the people. So a lot of interpersonal relationship is happening off late because there is way too much expectation or too much pleasing. Either we are very much pleasing others or we expect too much from others. So there's a lot of kach energy going on in the house front, and we prioritize the worldly comfort more than the heartful comfort. So there's a lot of change happening in the world. Of course, Tantra plays a very big role in making them understand what is the purpose of life, and how can they have that eternal happiness, and also how come they experience happiness of the physical body too. Yeah, we take care of the physical body's emotions and the hormones and your mental body, emotional body, everything is covered in this. Yeah, we are very closely knitted in that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how does it work practically?
Practically, it's like now when they come for the level 1 class itself,
Okay.
we talk a lot about how the energy system works in human body, and what if the energy system is not in appropriate functioning, how all it can create issues in the mind, body, and the soul. Right? We talk a lot about emotional balance, and we give them tools how to balance the emotions, and when we allow people to ask us lots of questions. I'm very open to that, and I try to address them and sometimes give them fine-tuning advices and recipes for them to do. There are some lot of recipes in Tantra. Okay, you do this for so and so days with a particular energy, focusing each area, that problem will solve. This is there. This is like, when you go to a doctor, you take this medicine for 10 days, then you do this, then you check up and you see you'll be okay, like that. So we also have lot of, I use a lot of herbs. I also use a lot of process of connecting with the energy in a particular way. That is Tantra by itself. We help a lot of people get back with your spouse energy or actually live happily, try to make peace. But now I feel that right now, people are more focused only in making money. Money has become a great... kind of a great guru right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, then comes a relationship. Yeah, but in those days, like I don't go too far. In my generation itself, when I got married, when I chose my spouse, when my family chose my spouse, they didn't see his money. Yeah, they didn't see whether he's wealthy enough to get me married. They saw whether he is capable enough to keep me happy.
Yeah.
So the outlook was a little different. So within this 25 years, so much of change has happened. So we are also, myself too, I'm telling people, be very practical when you select your partners, because the world is changing, right? So this is something is evolving, right? Yeah. So I think interpersonal relationship, we handle it really good. We give really solutions. Yeah, there is no if and but in our solution, because, when we are giving the solution, I'm usually in the meditative state. I'm connecting with the higher energy, and we are discussing with them, talking to the higher self of the client, then giving the recipe. So the recipe is just not coming from me. It's coming from a higher source, and talking to the higher source energy of the client. And then we're giving the recipe. So this recipe will definitely work. This is itself a tantric process.
Okay.
Yeah.
So any tips you have for those who are facing, relationship issues and problems and not having strong bonding and all?
Work on your self-love. First thing. One way, work on your self-love. We, in our Nilas Institute, we have a self-love workbook. Self-love workbook. We teach them how to work on themselves with their emotional body, knowing what they like, how to address each emotion, how to address each relationship. It's a perfect guide. The book is available in Nepal, and that book has done really good work on people understanding how to work on them. Sometimes, when we say work on yourself, they don't know how to work on them. Yeah. So that book is really like a Bible, telling them how you can work on yourself. It is not like, you read and you understand. You have to work. That's why it's called self-love workbook. You have to work on yourself. So that self-love is needed. Self-love ingredient is needed. Like how you need sugar in your life, you need self-love in your life. Next is like contemplating about how about to go in your life? Being very practical. And also you have to write and see. If you have a situation, for example, if A and B is having a marital situation and they have got lot of difference in opinion, first and foremost, they should not bring the difference in opinion in the bedroom. Bedroom is not the place for them to sit and discuss about, issues in life. Bedroom is a place to love each other and actually rest the night. Bedroom is not the place for you to sit and fight. Yeah, and I'll always say, right, if a man or a woman try to come and hug you, at that time, don't bring up your problems. Enjoy the hug. Enjoy being with each other. Because it's a blessing. It's a blessing to enjoy each other. You have somebody to enjoy each other. So be in that moment. So don't fight in the bedroom is my request to all the humanity. I understand people say that, it's so difficult. We don't have privacy. I said, no, go out. Go out and talk about your problems, but not in the bedroom. Because bedroom is a place where you can make babies. Bedroom is a place where you can actually love each other. I think it's the most phenomenal thing happening in humanity. So that is a sacred place. So don't spoil that energy. So learn to know where to address what.
Wow.
Yeah. So have a place for, I suggest my clients weekly once make 1 hour or 2 hour of happy hour. That is called where you can sit and discuss about your problems. Just a Friday evening, 4 to 5, I'm going to sit with my husband and talk about all the things which I don't like about him. And he can talk whatever he doesn't like about me. And we discuss it then and there. And if we don't find solution, we write down the pointers, what all we need to work on. We maintain a diary. We write everything in the diary and we keep the diary. And the diary is called the happy diary. We keep it aside and next week we come back. The more we talk and the more we write, the more we witness, the situation starts solving by itself. This is a very much proven action. Great. So this is a really, really good thing for couples to practice. Even with the children, you should have an happy hour. You should talk to your children. You should connect with the children. You cannot keep shouting at them every day. Yeah, you should know how to address them powerfully. If you address them means like you're fixing it. You're not going to shout. By shouting, you cannot fix anything. By only having discussion, we'll be able to change anything in life. So by shouting means you're letting it out. You're having a frustration release. That is no solution. So I think handling anger should be given a different angle. So all these things can be solved. A simple exercise, have an happy hour, don't fight in a bedroom, will be a great tool for couples.
Wow.
Couples and parents too. Because parents we when the child does something, we start lashing at them. They are children. Allow them to make some mistakes. They are not and also don't beat yourself if your child does something bad. Because you are also a parent for the first time. Yeah. So you're not parent you don't have memory of being parent last birth. So be very practical. Always know that whatever trouble happens, there is where solution is also. So if you can actually write and keep these Taraga mantras and have a happy hour book and happy hour practice in your family, 90% of a problem will solve.
Wow.
And usually between a couple, the problem is not between them. Only 10% the problem actually happens between them. 90% problem happens because of others.
Yeah.
So you should know to understand this. Is this problem because of me and my wife, or it's because of external family or external affairs? So you should know this is what self-love and self-work gives you clarity. Yeah.
Yeah. So how one can harness, sexual energy to foster a spiritual growth and connect with the God and all?
Beautiful. This question is a lovely question actually. Yeah. The harnessing of sexual energy art is almost disappearing now. Right now, because whenever I say that fast, go on a sexual fast for a few days and then go back to your wife, usually there won't be any problem. Sometimes we feel that we are always available and we are not able to really cherish our sexual energy. So sometimes fasting is good.
Yeah.
That's why I tell them to go on a man vacation, lady vacation, go separately,
Yeah.
go away for 1 week, 10 days.
Yeah.
In those days we did it, no, because every summer vacation the wife goes to the mother's house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the husband is free.
Yeah.
When they come back, the relationship is better.
Yeah.
So they had it in our system, like going away, coming back,
There should be gap there.
Oh, definitely. Space is very important, right? So this sexual energy harnessing is a very ancient technique. And this is there for the women and the men too, right? Because sexual energy is equal to life force energy. Life force energy is the energy of you living. If that energy is not there, you're technically dead. You're gone out of the body. So when the sexual energy goes downward, it becomes pleasure. Yeah, orgasm, pleasure, and having good feeling, making babies, procreation, everything happens. When the energy goes upward, it's spiritual energy. Yeah, so for the energy to raise upward, you should have some energy balance in you. Yeah, if you release that energy, because you feel stress free, because that's what happens when man or woman releases their sexual energy. They feel relaxed because their 1,000 nerve endings has been addressed, and their body relaxes. They're able to sleep, and they're feeling like calm. Yeah, it's an art to learn to harness that energy. You don't need to be calm always. Yeah, you should learn to sleep even without touching yourself. That's what I tell my students or anybody. So you don't need to be stimulated always. You can just allow it to relax, and and if you leave it without touching yourself for a period of time, your energy will start building up in your body. And when you start doing meditation, there's a particular way of moving your energy upward. And when you start doing this, the first thing is that you cure any kind of so-called disease in you. Yeah, when you start harnessing sexual energy, your body has got the own capacity to cure itself. So that's also very good for that. And you get a very great sense of clarity. Clarity kicks in so beautifully. And you become very focus oriented. You start becoming very productive. You got so much of energy in you. You don't feel like, that you're feeling tired. You don't feel like, you're feeling always sleepy. Automatically, your self-confidence will boost. Because you have that energy. It's the Vajra energy, which is like developing in you. And the more we say that, the minimum, I start them this way. Like every month, I give them 4 days fast. First, they refrain from sex or any sexual thoughts too. Two ways, huh? Yeah. Even in the mind, they should not have any kind of stimulation. And in the body too. So that is called a fast for me in our school. I just don't take the body. It's always a mind body. So there's 4 days. We started the 4 days. So there's the 2 Ashtamis and 1 full moon and 1 new moon. Ashtami is the 8th day from the new moon or the 8th day from the full moon. So the 4 days. So 4 days definitely I tell, especially if they are wanting to go to the level 3, they start with this 4 days fast. Even if they're staying with your wife, I tell them it's good. Because once they know that energy should be given rest, mind should be given rest, they learn how to be without any sexual stimulation in the mind or the body. So that it's like a rest, like your resting period. And nowadays, I think many great business people also talk about, sexual refraining because they want to become successful in life.
Yeah.
It's been proven now, because once you refrain from total sexual life and you focus in your work, you have got a lot of energy, your focus is like 100% there is no if and but, because the energy is building up. Naturally we have that. And there are a lot of tools and techniques are harnessing the breath to stop this wet dreaming, Yeah. Sometimes in sleep the energy may come out. There's a lot of techniques for harness that also. A simple Mula Bandhana will stop you having wet dreams. It's a simple exercise. So there's a lot of tools we can incorporate to harness the sexual energy. I feel that harnessing sexual energy makes us all strong warriors. So I have a saying to tell my students, when you make love, make like a king. Yeah, do it to the full blast. Be 100%. Enjoy it to the core. You have to make love like a pauper. Yeah, Papa is like, limited resource. Limit. You don't have to do that. So you can do one time really good one, enjoy it, and then go into conservation mode. Then after 15 days, you again come back and try to do that good one, right? A good process. There's a process to do that. Yeah. Then you don't feel the urge of you want to release every now and then. There's a process. There is a way how to make love. If you do that same process, then you don't need to help yourself often. You just you yourself you'll say I'm good. You don't want any stimulation. That's the way only we bring them up to that conservation mode. Then only the desire will be no. Otherwise you'll start having desires
again and again.
Yeah. That's very stressing.
Yeah.
But once they taste that energy, within 6 months of conservation, they don't want to release. Usually, they start feeling good. Their skin starts glowing. They start having a natural aura around them. Yeah, that aura which people have, no, when they say that Mahavatar Babaji has an aura, it's nothing but a sexual energy vibrating in him, because there is no stimulant needed for him at all. He was always happy. He didn't need the body stimulant to make him happy or relaxed. He was like always in that ecstasy. So that the beautiful aura came. It's all from conservation of that beautiful life force energy and using for a meaningful purpose.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
But it is our traditional harnessing this sexual energy. It's a very, very ancient way of living. Very ancient. All the people who went to war used it. All the kings used it. Everybody used it. It's just we have forgotten about it now because there is no war zone. We don't want a war zone here. Yeah.
So, what is the concept of Kundalini energy in Tantra?
Let's understand Kundalini first.
Yeah.
Kundalini is nothing but a beautiful energy residing in your coccyx bone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there in that area of your coccyx bone, in your spinal cord. Yeah. So that is nothing but your life force energy, a concentrated form of your life force energy. So when I die, that energy is gone out of my body. So that is like a house of my energy residing. I reside there. I sleep there. I take rest. I take rest there. And whenever I feel sexual urge, my energy is moved up to my below my navel. That is called Swadhisthana Center. Whenever I feel very creative, when I want to create something, when I want to paint something, my energy is there in my Swadhisthana chakra. That is the English name is Hara Sacral. So it's there in that area. It just comes up there. Then whenever I am feeling very sad, very emotional, my energy is there in my navel chakra. That is the solar plexus or the Manipura. So the Kundalini energy moves automatically wherever you are. Yeah, when you have when you hear a shocking news, you have a lot of pain in your heart. Yeah, because that solar plexus, that the Manipura chakra starts pulling your being, belittling your being, because you have a shock. So because of that only you have this, that anxiety, panic attack and everything. Just like a shock. So that kind of experience happens. So this Kundalini energy is moving in your body. Unknowingly, it is not in your control. But there is a technique in Tantra where with your own control, with your own energy, with your consciousness, you will be able to move this energy upward direction safely, soundly, using your breath and your focal point. It is very much possible. And Tantra usually, when you're doing a tantric meditation, it's all about moving this energy from your bottom to upward direction. But that movement of the bottom to upward direction varies from person to person. Yeah, it is not like every time same for everybody. It varies from one person to other person.
Okay. So how does Tantra approach the concept of enlightenment and spiritual awakening?
Every self-work, every spiritual platform is leading to enlightenment. Yeah, everything. What is enlightenment? Let me break it down.
Okay.
Enlightenment is nothing but liberation from within. Liberation from within.
Yeah,
and liberation from all the baggages of so-called relationship and baggages from
Connections.
conditions and karma, feeling free, feeling I can drop dead today, and I can go above. And mostly people who are enlightened will transcend into light, mostly. But some people choose to be back because they have still some desires or some visions to fulfill. So there are a lot of Param Gurus and Mahatmas who come back again to life because they have kept a vision to fulfill. Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean they're not enlightened. They were enlightened, but they have still work in the world. Like, for example, that's how avatars happen. A lot of avatars are coming, right? That's how it happens. So this enlightenment is like, first of all, learning the technique of how to work on yourself. That is why I insist on self-love and self-work.
Yeah.
Without the self-love and self-work, your heart center will not open. Yeah, basic. The heart center opening is level 2 awakening.
Wow.
You're feeling the compassionate God. Loka samasto sukhino bhavatu. Feeling that everything is one is the second stage of awakening. You have got more 2 stages of awakening to go. So it's a process. So this awakening process for women is little different. For men it is different because the body is different.
Okay.
We have a natural cleansing process, a woman. So our period of time is lesser than men. So for us is almost 6 years for the first cycle. For men it is 12 years, first cycle. For your kundalini to learn how to raise above and come down. And then like the 3 rounds, they say you should do it to make your body into medicine. Right? But to get enlightened, once the first round is finished, the 3rd stage of enlightenment will happen. You will feel good. But the 4th stage of enlightenment is when you get done with your karma. When your responsibilities. You start really working towards it. And then we also, when we are leaving our body, we also should make sure that we leave our good karma also here. That's why a lot of seva, many people do. Lot of seva. They don't want, because we can't take anything, literally. We are just going to go nothing. There is no that this is mine.
Yeah.
There's nothing that this is mine. Even our good karma, whatever goodness, that also we have to good dana praptu. You just have to give it. And that is a classical example of that is Lord Karna. In Mahabharatam, there is a character called Karna. Last minute also he donated his blood. He gave away all his goodness. Then only he could go into light. So that is a concept. So you have to go into nothingness. So this is definitely possible to get enlightened. And every platform has got a gist of Tantra in it. Without tantric touch, enlightenment can't happen.
Yeah.
It is just not possible. Because expansion of energy.
Yeah. Enlightenment is more than happiness.
Yes. It's more than happiness. It is like happiness becomes default, and enlightenment happens at oneness. And feeling one and nothing. You feel one with everything and also feel nothing. You feel dispersed. You feel one. You also feel all together and you also feel all dispersed. And you feel that nothing can hold you back. I think that is more than happiness. Maybe eternal happiness.
Yeah.
Maybe we can say eternal happiness, lack of word in our language.
Yeah.
But actually the word will be, it's more than ecstasy. It's more than ecstasy. I will say in Tamil we have got a beautiful word for this. It's like, perinbam. Perinbam. Meaning like, it's more than anything, more than, we can't even express.
Oh.
It's like a lack of language again. But in the future, if I get the word, I'll message you.
Yeah, true. So I think we're done now. Thank you very much
so
for
much.
coming.
Thank you.
And I'm grateful. And
I hope I gave you some insight about Tantra. I know it's a
think-
very huge topic.
Yeah. It takes more than 1 or 2 days to discuss.
Yeah,
this
it's a huge platform,
Yeah,
and it's one of the ancient platforms.
Yeah.
And this one platform, I request everybody to embrace, because once you embrace this platform, there is no space for fear. There is only space for growth, being productive. Whether you want to get enlightened or not, it is up to you. But at least get done with your desires. Yeah, at least live life and enjoy life, So I feel that Tantra is like, everybody should embrace Tantra, and that myth about Tantra should be broken.
So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We have a gift for you. This
thank
is
you.
Nepali Ayurvedic product. This is anti-hair fall product. Harpath Ayurvedic Kesh Tel, Ayurvedic hair oil for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to be myself and express myself. Yeah, that's one thing I think which is very difficult, is like to be to not to be expressive. So it's been so many years now where I have been just myself, and I think that is freedom default.
True.
So thank you so much, and my blessings to you and your family, and I hope you grow way faster, just like the Himalayan hills. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.